Did Eddie Murphy really have to go to those lengths?
I love my wife, and I'm not gay, and I'm not, and that's what's weird about this, to have your sexuality question and your moral fiber question and all that, when all I was doing was trying to be nice to somebody.
Eddie Murphy tells E.T. that his wife and children were out of town, says he wanted something to read and went to a late-night newsstand. He stopped here and picked up the suspected transsexual at 4:45 in the morning. He says he thought he was aiding a distraught woman.
Looks like a pretty Hawaiian girl in the corner crying. It looks like she was crying. She goes, "Oh, Eddie Murphy." She noticed him at the light. She recognized Eddie Murphy. Oh my God. So I go, "What are you doing? Why are you out here working the streets so late?" She goes, "Oh, I'm on my way home. Can you give me a ride home?"
Police tailed them for 2 miles before pulling him over. Police say he is guilty of no misconduct, but there was a warrant out for the alleged prostitute. A judge has ordered that man, 20-year-old Addison Ciuli, to serve 90 days in jail. Murphy says he has often stopped to try to help prostitutes, but here is what he said in an impromptu news conference on the set of his new movie.
Being a good Samaritan blew up in my face, basically, what happened. And I'm never giving anyone a lift again.
So as you guys heard, in 1997, I think it was May 1997, Eddie Murphy was pulled over for having a transgender person in his car. What the video didn't tell you guys was that about a year later, that same transgender person, I think their real name was Shalimar, I can't pronounce her last name, but she was found dead. You know what I mean? She had fell from her 5th-story apartment building. The story was supposedly she had gotten locked out. Around 5 a.m. in the morning, neighbors heard a scream where they alleged that that's around the time Shalimar supposed to have died. So there's been people who have speculated over the years that Eddie Murphy actually did something to her because she, you know what I mean, she got arrested, but I think it was the National Enquirer paid her bond in order to get her story from riding with Eddie Murphy that night. Other transgender prostitutes have come forward to say that Eddie Murphy frequents that area all the time. That wasn't the only transgender prostitute he's picked up. So what I thought I would do in this reading is I'm going to do a generalized reading on Eddie Murphy and Shalimar. I think her name is Soli or something. Well, however you pronounce her last name. I want to do a general reading just to see what went on between them. Now, before I start this reading, I want to put out 2 disclaimers. The first disclaimer, you guys already know, is that this video is for entertainment purposes only. Everything I state in this video is just my interpretation of the cards. Nothing I state in this video have been proven to be fact as of now. My second disclaimer is that this is in no way a slur or any kind of insult towards either the LGBT community or specifically the transgender community. This is just me trying to look into one specific celebrity rumor, okay? Let's shuffle these cards and let's see what is the truth, because Eddie claims he was just giving her a ride, he was being a good Samaritan, he was looking for a book, 4 o'clock in the morning. Is Eddie telling the truth, or is some of the other transgender call girls telling the truth? We get ready to get into that with this read. It's funny, I was shuffling the cards and the 6 of Pentacles jumped out of the deck reversed. The 6 of Pentacles reversed, which is about dominance and submission. It's about somebody that doesn't really take pity onto the poor. So I'm getting that so far Eddie wasn't being a good Samaritan, and that's the reason why he was there. I'm going to pull some more cards and we're going to see some more about what happened. Okay, so I pulled 3 more cards, which is the Knight of Pentacles, then you got the Strength card, then you got the Page of Cups reversed. I think Eddie is lying about being a good Samaritan. That wasn't the reason he was out there that night. But let's keep going. Not having a lot of options or seeing the reality of the situation. Temperance reversed. You got the Fool card reversed, which was an upstanding man. Cooperation, Wheel of Fortune, skills, the Knight of Swords. Okay. I feel like, so far what I'm feeling like, I feel like Eddie Murphy did try to like use intimidation and stuff like that to keep Shalimar quiet. You know what I mean? About what happened that night, and told her that she didn't have a lot of choices. Either she be quiet or something bad was going to happen to her. This is what I'm feeling like, because Eddie wanted to keep the image of being this upstanding man. He wanted to put out this narrative that he was just being helpful. He was just giving her a ride. You know what I mean? And he was just some nice guy who made a foolish decision, that didn't know that this was a transgender person that he picked up, this a transgender, sex worker. So you got the Page of Cups over here, which I'm getting somebody that was being immature and not in control of their emotions. But over here, you got dominations, using your money, you know what I mean, to dominate others, not really caring about the more or less fortunate. Eddie, like I said, Eddie's lying. Eddie was not out there surely to give somebody a ride because he wanted to just be some nice guy. I mean, but I think everybody already knew that that part was a lie. All alleged for entertainment purposes only. Shalimar was actually getting money, and this is why Eddie, from putting her story out there, this is why Eddie, I'm seeing right here, you see how this is the Knight of Swords? So I'm getting that this was the, hatred. He hated the fact that she was working in collaboration with the National Enquirer to put her story out there and was making a profit off of it. You see how you got the skills and the master builder, and he tried to intimidate her into being quiet. I don't think she was willing to be quiet. All alleged for entertainment purposes only. See, the high priestess, he had secrets he didn't want to get out there. Let me see, this was a burden across the bear, burden, overloaded. He had worked too hard in his career for his career to be ruined by something like that. In 1998, that would have been a scandal. You know what I mean? Eddie Murphy would have been looked at as a homosexual. It would have ruined his career. People wouldn't have wanted to watch him. You know what I mean? He became the butt of a joke. Like I said, the end of his career. So he, tried to intimidate her. Like, it's best you keep your mouth shut. Something like that. 1 second. And you see, you got like I said, you got the high priestess, which is about a secret not wanting to get out. You know what I mean? Now, of course, Shalimar is very feminine. I think Eddie was attracted to that femininity. You know what I mean? Like I said, he worked hard for his secret to not get out. And he felt like she was gentle. Eddie wanted some companionship that night. I'm not going to lie. He did want some companionship. And you guys know what I mean by companionship. But then when he got caught by the cops, it was like, oh my God, I'm so freaked out. My career is over. I'm so worried. You know what I mean? This is what I'm getting. This is what I'm feeling like. So then I'm feeling like here, like I said, Shalimar benefited from it. She started benefiting from her story because she started working in collaboration with them. Right here is the mourning card or the death card. I'm getting the feeling that there was some kind of death threats made. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was death threats made. It was a keep your mouth shut kind of thing, or else there's going to be trouble for you. Pump your brakes. Stop telling what happened. Keep your mouth shut. Funny, then you got the Queen of Wands. You got the 5 of Swords reversed. And then you got the 10 of Swords. Betrayal. He felt stabbed in the back that she was talking too much. I do think Eddie had something to do with her murder. You know what I mean? Like I said, you got the 5 of Swords reversed, which is about somebody that would do anything to win at all costs. So therefore, he was willing to have her killed in order to silence her. This is what I'm seeing. So they murdered her and made it look like it was an accident. I think I get the feeling he did try to offer her money at first to keep her mouth shut, but I think what he was offering her and what the National Enquirer was offering her were two different things. So she went with the National Enquirer. Where this is what my gut and stuff is telling me. This is what I'm feeling. This is what my gut is telling me. All alleged for entertainment purposes only. Let me see. So, he wanted to give this image of just him being this traditional man, you know what I mean, with the wife. And, you know, he's not, you know, of course, I'm just being friendly. I'm a good husband. I'm a good father. I you know what I mean? I don't do these kind of things. I just provide for my family. That was a more so of a PR move, though, to try to make him look like the upstanding role model husband. You notice that after that scandal with Eddie, he started doing more family-friendly kind of films to try to, I guess, clean up his image. Not to mention, I also get the feeling that Shalimar, which I think is the real name, like I said, is the real name of the transgender sex worker, Shalimar was getting a bit greedy. She wanted more money than what he was willing to give her. You know what I mean? So, and she was a bit too sassy for his liking. I don't think she was scared just because he was trying to intimidate her. So then you got this, and plus she was kind of getting famous as being known as the prostitute, you know, the transsexual prostitute that was seen with Eddie. He had to get rid of her the best way he could. Something had to be done about her because she was, like I said, she was running her mouth too much, telling people about how they was lovers. She knew too much. I don't think that's the first time Eddie... I think Eddie's had a thing with her before, or at least people that she knew. You know what I mean? And this was what he's done before. You get what I'm saying? So she knew too much. So he had to kind of... Now, I don't know. He didn't personally do it, but I believe he arranged for it to happen. Shalimar might have been thrown from her apartment building. I don't think she jumped. You get what I'm saying? All alleged for entertainment purposes only. Because he wanted to be the traditional man. He wanted to be looked at as just traditional man, this upstanding man. You know what I mean? He didn't want people to get his secrets getting out. You know what I mean? But he did have some stuff that he was doing on the low. You know what I mean? And it was costing him money because... Okay, so here's the thing. The National Enquirer was paying her for her story, so she was going to give out her story. But Eddie did offer to pay her to keep quiet, but I think she kept wanting more and more. I think she wanted too much, and it was going to cost him too much to keep her quiet. So therefore, this is why he had to cover things up and lie to everybody. And you know what I mean by cover it up. She, you know, ended up falling from the fifth floor of her apartment building. You know, hit the pavement very hard. This is what happened to her. So you got the moon reversed. This was the way to get, because she was causing him a lot of anxiety and fear. So the world card talks about the life cycle, struggle. Okay, so there was some kind of struggle or oppression or imprisonment. I get the feeling that they roughed her up before they threw her out the window. Let me see here. Unworkable plan. Apathetic, and you have a party or a celebration, some kind of 3 people involved, left out in the cold financially. Then you got the Sun card, and you got the 9 of Cups reversed. All right. So, like I was saying, I feel like there was some kind of a struggle. They tried to silence her. This is why they ended her life cycle. Let me see. So, I'm seeing a party or a celebration. Somebody left out in the cold. Then you got the Sun card, which is about ego. This was about Eddie Murphy's ego too. His pride was bruised when he was found, you know what I mean, when he got caught with that scandal with that transsexual and her trying to tell her story. So this was his way of getting what he wanted, because I don't think she was backing down to him. This is what I feel like. I don't think she was backing down to him, and he knew that this would mess up everything he had. His marriage, his career, his home, you know what I mean? His image. He got a little too full of himself and couldn't let this happen. So that's why he had to get rid of her. Like I said, my cards indicating that Eddie Murphy had something to do with her death because she wouldn't keep quiet. All alleged for entertainment purposes, of course. See, here go the card of tunes. Then you got the death card reversed. But her death was, he didn't care. He didn't have no compassion with killing her. It was more about preserving his ego and his image. You know what I mean? So she died because he was being self-centered. And so she died for this reason. Obsession, stalking. Okay, then you got the Empress reverse, some kind of a mother or pregnancy. I don't think his wife was pregnant at the time or whatever. Because you got the devil reverse. You got the devil upright, which was about somebody's sexuality. You know what I mean? Yeah. She had to die so he could keep his sexuality a secret. You know what I mean? And that whole rumor thing could end because she can't talk anymore. Otherwise, she was causing too much conflict. You know what I mean? He wanted to portray the family card. Oh, I like women. I'm not gay. I don't mess with men. All of that's for entertainment purposes only. But behind the scenes, him and his wife had some arguments and fights over it. You know what I mean? Because he's always cheating. And what I get is that he's always cheating on his wife, but it's not always with women. Sometimes it is with men. So he's always doing stuff like this. And so his wife was like, Eddie, I know what you were doing. You know what I mean? You could fool the public, but you can't fool me. They had some conflict because of this. Let me see. Ruthlessness. He did ruthlessness, set it up to look like an accident, made the decision to kill her. Yep, that's when he made the decision to violently kill her because of the argument and upset that it caused his wife, even though he's always kind of stepping out on his wife. Why did I get the feeling from these cards? Like I said, all alleged for entertainment purposes only, but I'm getting the feeling that Eddie got some bisexuality going on with him. But he doesn't want people to know that part. I get the feeling he likes boys that looks like girls. You know what I mean? Like he's not gonna sleep with just a regular boy, but he'll sleep with a boy if he's dressed like a girl or look like a girl or something. But like I said, all alleged for entertainment purposes only. Alright, so the last 7 cards is saying that was how Eddie was able to avoid, you know what I mean, his secrets getting out, was that he took care of the problem, let's just say, and stopped this person from talking. He silenced this person. He stopped the story from getting out. You know what I mean? Made it look like this person just lost their balance in their home and fell. It's so that his sexual prowess could be kept a secret. Alright, so I'm out of cards, so I'm going to end the reading right here. Please tell me what you guys think down below. Do you believe that Eddie Murphy had something to do with the transgender prostitutes' death? And do you believe that he was picking up the prostitute in order to get a companion for the night? Or do you believe his story that he was actually being a good Samaritan and I guess just got caught up in a scandal that wasn't his fault? If you like this video, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.